Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're taking a deep dive into a really specific kind of source, a daily tarot guidance reading. And this isn't about, predicting lottery numbers or anything. It's more about finding these sort of universal insights, right, from symbols meant to guide your day. Our mission really is to see what practical wisdom we can pull from these archetypal messages for you.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how these cards, they tap into something deep, like archetypes. Much like myths do, they manage to distill really complex human stuff into, well, clear symbolic guidance. So for this reading, we've got a classic three-card spread. One for the day's energy, one for a challenge, sort of a shadow aspect, and then one for advice or the likely outcome. It gives a nice structure.
Right, a structure. Okay, so the first card, the energy for the day,
Yeah.
it's the Empress. The Taurus material talks about abundance, creativity, this really nurturing vibe. That's the main feel for the day. But okay, how does that translate? If someone's feeling swamped, how is self-care from the Empress not just another task?
That's a really good question. Because it's not passive. The Empress is, it's more like an active call to cultivate your own well-being, like tending a garden.
Hmm.
Nurturing projects, relationships, doing it with intention. It could mean diving into a creative project or maybe just spending some quiet time in nature. And crucially, showing yourself some real love and appreciation. The core idea is powerful. You are worthy of beauty and joy.
You are worthy. I like that. It sets a great tone. But readings aren't always just sunshine, are they? There's usually some friction. And that brings us to the next card, the challenge, the Five of Pentacles. This one suggests maybe feelings of lack creeping in or insecurity, financially, emotionally. Could be anything.
Exactly. And this is where it gets interesting. The Five of Pentacles often highlights a perceived lack. It might not be literal poverty. It challenges you to look past that feeling of isolation, because often help is there. We just don't see it sometimes, maybe because we're afraid to seem vulnerable.
Ah, okay. So it's about perception.
Very much so. The key message here is that support is available. Don't be afraid to reach out, or, just as importantly, to accept help when it's offered. You don't have to tough it out alone. It's really an encouragement towards connection, especially when you feel like shutting down.
That's a really important counterpoint. Acknowledging the feeling, but then looking for the open door. Okay, so we have the Empress energy, the potential Five of Pentacles shadow,
Mm-hmm.
but the reading doesn't leave us stuck there. The final card is the Star. Sounds lovely. A message of hope.
Yes, absolutely. Hope, renewal, healing. It's a beautiful card.
Yeah.
But it's not just about passively waiting for things to get better. That trust the process idea can feel a bit flimsy sometimes.
Right. How is the Star different?
Well, the star often appears after a difficult time. It's about finding clarity, finding your light again, maybe. It suggests that healing is happening, maybe quietly, internally. It's about trusting that, yes, but also actively participating in your own recovery. It reinforces that your light, your hope, it's returning. And maybe even brighter than before, it's faith and action.
Okay, so putting it all together from this reading, it sounds like lean into that Empress energy, nurture yourself, create, but also watch out for that Five of Pentacles feeling of lack. Remember, help is there. Don't be afraid to connect. And finally, trust the Star. Trust in that healing, that returning light.
That sums it up nicely. And if we zoom out a bit, connect it to the bigger picture, even these simple daily readings, they often hold these really profound calls to action, don't they? Value yourself, that's the Empress. Seek community, that's the antidote to the Five of Pentacles. Maintain hope and actively heal, that's the Star.
Yeah.
So it really leads to a question for you listening. How could integrating symbolic messages like these maybe encourage a different approach, a more perhaps intentional way to meet your own daily challenges and, seize those opportunities for growth?